Whew. Well, as well with everybody, man. Let's get everybody in here. Let me kind of start chopping it up pre-game today. Yeah, man. Kind of get this thing rocking. All right, so let's see. Hope everybody's doing well. When you guys get in here, let me know that you're in here so we can kind of start chopping it up. Once again, hope everybody's doing well, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's get ready to close these boys out, man. Get these guys up out of here tonight. Okay. So yeah, let me know when you guys are here.
And then I can also speak to like how we will maintain materials.
You can chop it up.
Updated, right? What to expect there. Our next, email deployment and all that good stuff. I can definitely speak to that.
Will we have any early numbers on the state sponsored website and I know it's launch, but we have to make such numbers.
All right, when you guys get in here, let me know that you're in here so we can chop it up.
It might be way too early, but what I can speak to is the amount of
Hope everybody's doing well. As soon as you get in here, let me know you're in here so we can, like I said, we can go back and forth and chop it up. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's go Knicks. Okay. I got this here.
I don't think, honestly, that our TMC partners would have access to.
All right. Once again, as soon as you guys get in here, let me know that you're here so I can give you guys a quick shout out. We can kind of start rapping about how we feel tonight's going to go. All right.
Yeah. So if we can get the click-through rate.
Oh, Anthony, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? Hope all is well, man. Wow, 3:36 a.m. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. You ready for the game, man? What you think's going to happen? Think we're gonna close it out tonight? You think they're gonna get it? The Cavs are gonna pretty much fight for their lives, man.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if my email producer can just give me the raw data.
Glad you're able to come on, man. Definitely glad you're able to come on. If I'm correct, Anthony, you're in Australia, right? Just want to make sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, it's funny because it was such an emotional swing this weekend, right? Watching the games, and I'm sure you could see it, right? The electricity in the garden. I'm sure you're watching it. Yeah, in Australia. Yeah, I remember. I'm sure you saw it, right? So Cleveland's gonna try to match that, right? With that type of energy within that building. I'm sure they're gonna try to resurrect the ghost of LeBron James, right? They're gonna try to do that to try to get that same energy that LeBron had that building when he was there, right? So they're gonna try to do that same type of deal. Right? And at the end of the day, you got to knock down shots, right? So as much pressure as the Knicks may feel, the Cavs are going to feel any more pressure because they want to try to win this game at home. Some guys may play a little loose, but I think there's a real possibility we could close them out tonight, right? But I also do see them getting extra calls, right? I do see the refs kind of letting certain things go. I do see that happening. So it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be a crazy night. It's going to be a crazy night because my most important thing is I don't want there to be any injuries. I want guys to play hard. If we lose, we lose. I just don't want anybody to get hurt. The Garden energy was electric. I think the Cavs going to be feeling a little hurt after last week. Agreed. I think they're going to try to match that too, though, Anthony. I think they're going to try to match that same type of energy that was in the Garden. They're going to try to, pull from their crowd because Cleveland's going to be pumped tonight. They are. They're going to try to will their team to a win. So I think we just have to weather the storm, right? But we've been a great road team all year, so I'm not really too worried about that. We just got to weather that storm that first quarter because I think the first quarter they're going to come out blazing. Um, if we can weather that, settle guys down, I think we'll be good. But like I said, I do not want there to be injuries. I don't want nobody to break a wrist, someone to break an ankle. Kind of like what happened to Tyler Hero. Like I do not want that to happen because then that's it. So I want guys to come out of this pretty healthy, whether we win or whether we lose, right? Because it's gonna be a hard fought game. They're gonna be going for blood, man. They're gonna be trying to grab, pull, push, undercut. They're gonna be doing all types of stuff, man, to try to get a victory tonight. So I don't see them going down without a fight. I see them really pushing it to the limit to try to get a victory. Absolutely. Home court for the Cavs is going to be difficult. I think we keep the ball moving. We should be all right. Right. Agreed. Definitely. I agree with that. I don't want Brunson coming out firing, man. I don't want him trying to shoot the Knicks into a victory. You know what I mean? Let the game come to you. At the end of the game, he wants to close it out. That's something different. But in the beginning of the game, I want him to be aggressive, but not overly aggressive, like just taking bad shots and making bad passes. I don't want that to happen with him. I want RJ to be same aggressive RJ going downhill. Even if he's getting in foul trouble, I want him to still be aggressive going downhill, coming off of them head screens, right? But they're gonna plan for that too. So we got to have a backup plan for that. Because they're gonna plan for him. When he's coming down, they're going to probably drop somebody down to double that or to really kind of get in front of him to where to stop his momentum, right? So you got to kind of be prepared for that. And so he's got to be ready to kick the ball out, or if someone's sliding, to be able to make the dump-off pass to whether it's a big or hit Obi or whomever is in the corner there when he's coming baseline. When he's coming down, he's got to look opposite baseline to swing that and kick that out there to hit that three, right? Also, too, I want him to try to work on this thing or something. When he's coming off hard off of that pick, instead of going straight to the basket, take a step back and do a quick fall away. That's a tough shot to defend. Because now they're playing for your drive, right? They're playing for your drive and take it to the basket. But if you take a step back and you hit that fall away, I think that'll be a good move for him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something he should try to implement and try to put into what he does, right? I think that'd be great for him to do. Really want to see what Randall looks like. Really worried about Randall. Really am. He doesn't look like himself. He said it's not the ankle. He said his ankle's fine. I don't think it's the ankle, man. I mean, I can't put it on the ankle. I just think that I think he might be tired from playing this whole season. You can see it. He just doesn't. He looks gassed. He doesn't look like he has it. Like he just doesn't. 100. RJ was different, man, last week, right? I totally agree. Step back would give him a total right, a ton of confidence because that step back, puts them on their heels because now that they're playing you. Brian Wilford, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming by. Hope all is well. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But Brian, I appreciate you coming by, man. Thank you so much. Knicks in 5, baby. Absolutely. That's what we're trying to push for. So we got to see. But Anthony, when he's coming off that pick, right? He's coming off hard off that pick. Instead of him going straight to that Baja, he's got to implement like a pull-out game. Like stop on a dime, stop, and just pull up for that jumper. Boom. Because now you got them on their heels. They're not going to be ready. They're not going to be quick enough to jump to try to block your shot because you already had them on the heels, right? So that's the key, man. The key to me, just certain things to implement. I'm not saying he'll do it now because that's a lot. That's something he could work on maybe during the summer to add to his repertoire of what he does as a player, right? This is the toughest game, though, guys. This is the toughest game. The closeout game is the toughest game. It's going to be extremely, extremely hard for the Knicks to get these guys up out of here tonight. Period in the story. So the Knicks have to be able to weather the storm. If they're not getting fouls, if they're not getting calls, anything, they have to be able to weather the storm. Because that's what it's going to be. Especially the first quarter, maybe first quarter and a half. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to manage that. And especially if they're not hitting their shots and they're kind of off. The crowd is going to be into it. And the refs are going to go with the flow of the game. They're not going to give those little ticky-tack fouls. They're just not. So you got to play through that. You got to fight through that. I think in doing that, I think the Knicks will be fine tonight. But they got to be mentally strong to beat the team on that team's home court to end off the series. So this is, to quote the great, Jeff Van Gundy, this is where poise comes in, right? You got to have poise, and you got to be able to kind of say, okay, settle down, everybody. We hear the crowd. We know what's going on. We do what we do. We'll close these dudes out, right? And I think that's what the Knicks have to do tonight. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one, but I mean, I think they could definitely do it. But if I had to put my money on the table right now, I say we lose tonight, and I say we'll be back Friday in the Garden, right, to close things out. And I think Knicks will close them out at 6. So a lot of people were saying 6. A lot of people were saying 7. I was saying anywhere between 6 and 5. And the reason why I was throwing that number out there, some people were looking at me like I was crazy. But it's just the matchups, man. The Knicks have beaten them. How many times they played this year? 4 times, right? They played 4 times. The Knicks have beaten them 6 out of those 4 times. 6 out of those 8 times. They don't match up well with the Knicks. They just don't. Can you see anybody getting extra minutes in the rotation? Yes, I do. I can see Deuce. I can see Deuce getting extra minutes due to a possibility of someone getting in foul trouble, like a Hart or maybe a Brunson. I can see him giving Deuce like 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, right, to spell some foul trouble that the Knicks are going through. I can see that happening. I definitely can see Obi getting extra minutes tonight. I think he's gained Tibbs' trust, especially how he played at the end of the game, last game. And I don't think it wasn't Obi scoring. It wasn't his athleticism. It was him hitting the glass. That's what Tibbs loves. Tibbs knows you can score. He wants to see, are you willing to do the other things to help the team win? So depending on what Randall looks like and how he's feeling health-wise, I can see Obi getting a lot of extended minutes. And as long as he has like a lot of hustle points, and the hustle points are on baskets, hustle points are also offensive rebounds, steals, getting loose balls, deflections, right? All those things to me are extra points, right? And those are winning plays. If Obi can do that and provide that, I think he's definitely going to get extra minutes tonight in the rotation. I don't see why Tibbs will keep on the bench. He's not. He's earned his trust. I loved Hart last week saying Tibbs, you want me to play 48 minutes? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because listen, man, this is Hart's first time in the playoffs, man. This is his first time. And there's no place better than to play and be in the playoffs than with the Knicks. So that electricity in the Garden was just, it makes you feel like you could play 48 minutes, man, because playing in front of that crowd is amazing. So I'm not surprised. And you know what? Tibbs would play him 48 minutes if Tibbs could. If Tibbs could play Josh Hart 48 minutes, he would play him 48 minutes. He's already playing like starter minutes. He's already playing that, right? So I wouldn't be surprised, right? But you don't have to. You know what I mean? You don't have to. We got to see the health of Grimes tonight, see how he's doing. I wonder if he's a game-time decision. I don't know if that has been released tonight. If anybody knows, hit me up to see what the situation is going to be for Grimes. If it's a game-time decision, to see exactly where he's at. Trying to see if I got any notifications. I didn't get any notifications, and checking right now as we speak. So we got to see if anybody knows anything about Grimes. I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, we got to see exactly what happens, man. But we need Grimes. We need Grimes to spell, guys' minutes so guys don't overplay, right? Guys have the energy and have the legs to finish out strong, right? So we need that. His comment to Mitch, you get regular rebounds, I get game-changing rebounds. Gold. Yeah, that was gold. That was gold. But it's great, man, because it shows you the mentality that he has. Right? It doesn't matter, man. The points are the rebounds. Right? So for those guys aren't into who's got the most points. They just want to win, man. And that's what you want. You want winners on your team. Guys that are willing to do all the other things to help the team win. And to me, that's all that matters. You have that on your team. Oh, man, that's, to your word, that's pure gold. Because now guys understand the essence of the game. Camaraderie, absolutely. Because now guys understand the essence of the game. It's not about who scores more. It's not about who has better stats. It's about getting the W, period. Because you're judged by that. Now, you want to get into individual accolades, cool. That's fine. But majority of these guys, your legacy is based on if you've won or if you've lost, wherever you at. Right? Josh Hart and Brunson's collegiate career is cemented in them being winners, right? So now these guys are on the same team now in the pros. You see that same type of DNA being carried over into the playoffs. These guys are winners, man. These guys are winners, man. They know how to win. Brian Wilford, I really hope Tony Brothers and Scott Forster aren't the refs tonight. Yeah, those guys are tough, man. At this point in the season, Brian, I don't really think it matters. Honestly, I really don't. This is a Mr. Make League, man. You got to knock down your shots, period. When you have an opportunity to knock them down, you got to knock them down. And I think that that's really, to me, what it comes down to. Who's going to make the winning plays, period. Right? And I think that the Knicks have been able to make more winning plays than the Cavs. And that was even on the road when we won our first game, right, in Cleveland. We made more winning plays this weekend. We made more winning plays. You got to make basketball plays, man. Winning plays that matter. Plays that are going to help you win the game. That's all that matters. I understand what you're saying about the refs. I get it, but I don't want them to get too caught up in that. Just play your game. Just play your game and play to the rhythm of the game. Does that make sense? Like the rhythm and the energy of the game, because there's different wavelengths in the game, right? There's different, like how Dope Soul Sports Talk. I appreciate you, salute fam. Knicks in 6 was the original prediction, but if they come close, if they can close it out tonight, that would be super nice. Absolutely. I think for most people it was the Knicks in 6, man. I think that was most people's prediction. That was mine. I definitely saw the Knicks winning in 6. Some people were saying 7. I didn't see 7. I even had it in some aspects. I felt that the Knicks could win it in 5. I just felt like they just don't match up well with the Knicks. The Knicks cause them problems. They just do. And I just think that with the matchups, I mean, it's the proof's in the pudding, man. Like I said, we've played them 8 times this year. We beat them 6 out of those 8. I mean, that's not like, it's not made up stuff. That's just the facts. Okay. Tekla Roy Williams Frankson. Okay. You can smell the blood in the water. Time to develop the killer instincts of MJ. Absolutely. Totally agree. You can't take your foot off their neck, man. Period. If you got them down, let's finish them. Period. That's that Mamba mentality, right? Rest in peace, Kobe. Right? That's that Mamba thing, and of course MJ, right? Like you stated. To me, that's the key. You got to take them out. You don't want to give them any air. I don't want them coming up for air, man. We want to keep them under. Right? You want to do that in order to pretty much solidify and close them out, and that's it. Don't play no games with them. Period. Okay, Brian Wilford. Okay, hopefully Tibbs showed them what happened to the C's last night. Right? Can't play around with these guys. Absolutely. Listen, man, these guys are still pros, right? They still got Spider Mitchell over there. He can go off, right? We saw Jimmy Butler, right? Had 56 the other night. 56, man. You see that step back 3 he did with like a minute and some change left after he just came down and hit another 3? That's ice water. That means he felt it. He was in the zone. He said, man, step back on a fast break. Cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. That boy's no joke, man. That boy's no joke. And with that being said, I would rather see them instead of the Bucks. And they got that series in a stranglehold. Who saw that coming? Especially with Tyler Hero going down. That's big. Playoff Jimmy, man. That's what they call him. Got to work to our strengths and expose Cavs' weaknesses from the first bounce. Absolutely. As soon as the tip goes, right? We got to identify our weaknesses and exactly not our weaknesses, their weaknesses and our strengths, right? And identify who has it going and who doesn't have it going. All that matters, right? The energy of the game. You got to play to that. You know, some guys have it certain nights, some guys don't. So you got to pay attention to that. Francisco, what's going on, Familia? What's going on? How you doing, man? I'm glad you're here. Just want to do a quick pregame to kind of get in and kind of get our thoughts about tonight. So yeah, but you got to pay attention to that. You got to pay attention to who has it going, who's off tonight, because you never know. IQ can have it going tonight, and if he's hot, you got to ride that hot hand. But what I am excited about is that Tibbs hasn't had an issue with playing the guys that have the hot hand. He hasn't. He's going with the flow of the game. Every game is different. And I think that you have to do that. You can't lean on guys who you've leaned on, but they don't have it tonight. They just don't. So you got to really kind of focus on, all right, you know, this is who has it going tonight. Let's get this W. And that's why I loved him pulling Randall, you know, in the fourth quarter last game. He didn't have it going, and Obi did. So you got to play a guy that's active defensively, getting rebounds. You know, to me, that's all that matters is getting a W. This will be a possession game. I could definitely see that. Definitely see that. I think the Cavs are going to play a little tight. My opinion. They're playing at home. This is a closeout game. I think they're going to play a little tight. Sprinkling and Zeus, showing Mob Deep, go Tibbs. Absolutely sprinkling Deuce. I think Deuce definitely play. If Grimes is not going, does anybody know if Grimes is going tonight? I haven't seen anything. I haven't gotten any updates. If he's good to go or if he's I haven't seen anything. I think they're remaining tight-lipped on that. Or if he's a game time decision. If he's a game time decision, I think he's going to play. Grimes is available. Okay, that's what you heard. Grimes is available tonight. That's great. That's great. Earl Gray, what's going on, man? How you doing? Earl Garrett, sorry. Not Earl Gray. I apologize. Both Bucks and Celtics are vulnerable. We've beaten them both. Yeah, man, Earl, but no, man, it's not about you beating them. It's about the matchups. The Celtics, I'm not worried about. We match up well with them. The Bucks are a problem. They just are. The reason why the Heat is kind of taking advantage of this because I think they kind of slept on the Heat. Giannis got hurt, and the Heat took advantage of that. And Jimmy Butler just did what superstars do. They took over and scored 56, my man. You know what I mean? That's what stars do in these moments. So I think that's what will happen pretty much. And that's the ball game. Giannis isn't healthy. Agreed. Giannis isn't healthy, but he still had triple-double last night, man. The other night. Triple-double. Yeah, Francisco. Yeah, Giannis triple-double. Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, man, he's not healthy, but, I mean, come on, man. He's an MVP. He's a champion. He's getting triple-doubles in the playoffs. He's still a problem. So, he's tough to deal with. Anthony, Jimmy Butler was wilding. Yeah, Jimmy was getting busy, man. He was getting busy. Busy, man. I'm telling you, man, you start to see who's guys, you know what I'm saying? You know, see who's who. You start to see who's who in these playoffs. It was a hard game. Yeah, it was, man. It was a hard play game, but you know, you got to bite, as they say in football, man. You got to bite down that mouthpiece. You got to keep going, man. You got to play hard, and the stars rise. Stars rise to the top. The year of the underdogs in the playoffs. Look at the East. Absolutely. 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 He for sure got MJ's blood in him, for sure, no question. Yeah, Jimmy is tough, man. He's tough. Listen, they call him Playoff Jimmy from the, you know what I'm saying? That's his nickname. That's us. We play hard. Nah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the Heat match up well with us. I'm not worried about the Heat. The Bucks, different story. But you know, but tonight's the night, man. We got to get rid of these guys. I don't know who mentioned it earlier, but like they said, man, the Celtics saw what the Celtics did the other night, man. So I mean, what the Hawks did. So you can't play games. You cannot. You got to take care of these guys. Don't give them any feeling of life. Now, if you lose out tonight, cool. Let's try to get out of here. If we do get a loss, with everybody healthy, right? To where we can close it out Friday night. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks close it out tonight. I wouldn't be shocked. I just think the Cavs just don't have it, man. Anthony, Trey did it again. He's such a pain. Yo, man, he is, man. He's another one. When the game's online, man, certain guys, they don't get nervous. And they're excited about it. Brunson's one of those guys. Just like Jimmy. Just like Kevin Durant. All those guys. Steph Curry, those guys, man. Those guys, they're different, man. Rondo, what's going on? What's good, LV? Sorry, I'm late. What kind of leash you giving Randall? He's one of our stars, but I don't want his drama. Now, you know what? I'm not worried about that, man. Let Randall be Randall. Let Randall play. Let's see what he is. He might play well tonight. He had a couple of days off, about 2 days. So let Randall be Randall. Now, what I said earlier before you came in, you got to pay attention to the energy of the game or the flow of the game, right? You see how that's going. If he doesn't have it, Tibbs has already shown, based on last game, that he'll pull him. And I think that's pretty much how you have to be with it at the end of the day. But, you know, let Randall be Randall, man. Let Randall be Randall. But if you are paying attention to the flow of the game and he just doesn't have it, you got to give Obi those extra minutes. You have to. You have to. You know what I mean? I don't think it's just a matter of pull him if he's missing a couple of shots. No, because you want to see his energy level, right? Is he rebounding, right? Because Randall's a great rebounder. Is he defending? Is he moving well? Because you could still have winning plays and not be knocking down shots, right? So that's what we want to see. But if he's lethargic and just not sure, and you see him kind of loafing around, and he's trying, like how he looked last game, then you got to pull him. You got to yank him. But I think Tibbs won't have a problem doing that. At the end of the day, we got to win games, man. That's all that matters at this point. And for what I loved is that's what Tibbs showed last game. All he cared about was winning, and that's it. How ironic. The Cavs are targeting Josh Hart. The Knicks got him during the trade period. Now the Cavs is killing them. The Cavs could use Josh Hart too. Too bad we got him. Cavs GM looks silly now. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, he's the perfect player for what it is we do here. I think he would fit anywhere just because of him. But the coach, the culture, the proximity, right? I think this is a perfect spot for him. Perfect. Remember, he went to Villanova. That's 2 hours down the Parkway, right? He's from D.C., which is about 4 hours down the Parkway, 3.5. So this is perfect, man. He's playing with his boy from college. His other boy's in Brooklyn, which is about 20 minutes over the Brooklyn Bridge from 34th. So, I mean, it's no better place, man, for him. He's in a perfect location. So I think he's happy, and I'm just glad the Knicks got him. Period. I'm just happy we have him. I'm happy he's with us because I think he fits exactly what it is we do, and this thing is perfect. Did you like Mitch dribbling last game? I like to see him and add more to his game. Yeah, Mitch can do it, man. Mitch can finish off the bounce. He's proved that. You don't want him doing that too much, right, Earl? You want him to kind of take it easy. But Mitch has shown that he can finish off the bounce with no problem. And I like that about that with him. But what I love is his ferocity in that middle, man. He's a bully down there. He's a bully. And that's what you want. You got to have a guy that's pushing dudes around, and dudes don't want to be down that Baja. Because listen, ain't no babies down here, man. You come down here and finish, you got to finish strong. If not, get up out of here. That's how it's got to be down there. Period. Period. And that's how he operates, and I love that. Okay, let's not forget Robinson. Okay. Robinson meaning what? Like how, Mitch? Like how well Mitch is playing? When he making Mitch, man, he's getting busy. He's getting busy. He's getting busy. But also, too, I love iHeart, man, what iHeart's giving, man. Because once again, man, when iHeart comes in, we're not skipping a beat. We're not. We are not skipping a beat. The game is still flowing. It doesn't matter who comes in, who comes out. It doesn't seem like the Knicks skip a beat. What about them Twin Towers on the Cavs? They're good players, man, but they're more finesse players. The playoffs is not about finesse. It's not. You got to have a guy in the middle, man, that's going to kind of make people nervous about coming down in that Baja. You got to have a guy that's going to be willing to do that. That doesn't really happen too much with was it Mobley or Allen? Do you know what I mean? They're not causing that because the Knicks are still going to the rack. Mitch is still getting offensive rebounds, dunking it. Brunson's still shooting runners in the lane. Like you're not afraid of those guys. So I don't know. But you know, but down there where the grown men are, as I like to call it, you gotta have heart to be down there. And those guys have been pushed around a lot this series, a lot. So they got to tighten up on that. Anthony, okay, yeah, we got a body Garland early and hard. Put him off his game. Yeah, you got to body him out. You just don't want to get too crazy with it. You don't want to draw fouls. You don't want to do that. So play within your game, man. Play within your game. Don't get crazy with it, right? So play him tight, right? I would switch too. I would make sure you switch and kind of make it tough for him. But Garland's a great player, man. He's gonna get a shot. You saw that last game, so we just got to continue to keep the pressure on him. It's just smart intensity and smart aggression, not over the top aggression. Earl, our heart is definitely gully. Gully gets dirty in the paint. Love his hustle. Oh man, he's like a throwback, man. I love that guy, man. He's the perfect guy you want on your team, man, because you know he's going to crash the boards. He's going to hit you when you're open. He's going to block shots, and he just does winning plays, man. Winning plays. That's it. You cut and you're open. He's giving it to you. You love that. And he knows how to move around. He knows how to switch on defense. He knows how to block shots. He's got a great basketball IQ, man. He knows the game, and you see it. Not crazy, just make it uncomfortable for him to find his rhythm. No, agreed. But sometimes guys, they think that when you say make it crazy for him, they say, okay, you gotta be aggressive with him and stuff like that. You don't want to do that. But I do see what you're saying. Yeah, make it uncomfortable for him. Keep a hand in his face, right? But yeah. But it's not just gonna be him, it's gonna be everybody, man, because everybody's gonna feel amped being back at home. So you gotta be mindful of everybody. Josh Hart reminds me of Anthony Mason. Yeah, definitely. I can see Mason. I can see Mason and Starks. It's like a mixture of the two. He's got the skill set of a Mason because Starks, he didn't really bring the ball up that much to set up the offense and do certain things. Tibbs implements that with Josh Hart. He has him bring the ball from time to time and has the offense running through him, right? So Mason used to do that a lot. So I see a little bit of both. The dimes are just extra. Exactly, man. But the extra dimes on the top from iHeart is what makes him a complete player, man. He does it all. He does it all. He does it like he doesn't. If you notice, guys, iHeart doesn't play outside of himself. Like he doesn't. He plays within himself. He plays within his game. Like you don't see him trying to do 360 dunks or doing around the back passes. You don't see that. You see him just play the game, man. Play to his strengths. Okay. Josh Hart has a higher IQ than Starks. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He does. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I see the tenacity that Starks had, the aggression. I see that with Josh Hart. Right? Starks was hard nosed, man. That's what you loved about him. He gave it his all. He didn't care. He got up in your face. You know what I mean? He wasn't a punk. You love that about Starks. And Josh Hart's like the same type of player. Hard nosed, but he's skillful. Very similar to Anthony Mason. Exactly. Okay. There is no stat on the hustle play of Hart. A man of intangibles. Yeah, man. I mean, those are things that you can't put in a stat book. Man. You just can't. His intangibles are priceless, man. And when you have a winning team, a team that's trying to win, a guy like him, like he's like a good glue guy. He's very similar, or our version of Draymond Green, like a stat guy, like not a stat guy, an intangibles guy. Like he does it all. Very hard to find those guys in this league. Very hard. Everybody wants to score, or score, or score, or score. No guys want to rebound, pass, and do it all. They don't want to do that. Everybody want to be on Sports Center. But he wants to win. And that's why he's a perfect fit to what it is that we do. Josh Hart will get a tech, but he won't hit you with his head. Agreed. I want him to kind of cool down with those texts too, man. Like, just be smart when you get them. But what I like is that he calms down by himself. He doesn't let the tech impact how he plays. Like I love that about him. He still remains and plays within the game. Whereas Randall, when he gets a tech, he just goes off the deep end, man. He just does. Does anybody have an answer on 3 blunts? That's just look when they do like that, right? That's basically him saying he shot a 3. So he 1, 2, 3. So he goes like that. That's basically what it is. Edward Walker, what's going on? Hello. What's going on, my man? Hope all is well. Hope everybody's getting ready for the game. It's 2:00. Let's get ready, man. Let's get our jerseys out, our shirts out, our hats out. Let's get ready to go, man. Okay. How's Jared Allen get out rebounded by Josh Hart? The Knicks keep on stealing his lunch money. Hart, man. Hart. No pun intended, right? But that's what I mean. Those guys in the middle, man, they don't have the heart, man. They just don't. They're getting bullied, man. And bully doesn't mean like, you pushing and fouling people hard. That doesn't mean that. That means putting in the extra effort to make sure you do winning plays. Those guys don't do that. They just don't. I mean, you can't coach that. That's just something in you, right? And they don't have that. Edward Walker, yes, that's right. Let's get ready for tonight. JB's thumb is still banged up. Yeah, man. It's still banged up, but everybody's body is banged up, man. But it doesn't matter, Francisco. He's still getting busy. He's still getting busy. It don't matter. But that's what you love about the guy, right? He just wants to win. Period. By any means necessary, he wants the victory, man. And a guy like that, you definitely want that guy on your team, man. Hey, really quick. Really quick. Aren't you guys glad Aren't you guys glad that we did not make that Donovan Mitchell trade? Look how different our team would look like. Yeah, we would have a guy that's going to shoot the ball 80 times and score 40 points. Yeah, but the team camaraderie. And I don't know if him and Brunson would mix, man. I think they're like mirror images of each other. It wouldn't work. They're both too ball dominant. Like they're ball dominant guys. You can't have both of those guys. And look, perfect example. Look what's happening with Luka and Kyrie. They're two ball dominant guys. Like it does not work, man. It does not work. You see it. No spider in the house, right? I'm glad we didn't do that trade. I'm telling you, man. Look at what we would have given. We would have had to give up Mitch. We would have had to give up IQ. We had to give up RJ and picks. And I think they wanted Grimes too. I think it was crazy, man, what they wanted. They wanted everything. Anthony, we won the trade by far. I'm so glad. Absolutely. Fake it, A. Smith, kill me with that nonsense. Yeah, man, he just wants stars here, man. Like, he just wants guys here that are gonna light it up and just score and just have but you gotta think of the team camaraderie though, man. Like it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't work. Knicks don't have the best talent, but they find a way to win with effort, out hustle opponents. Yeah, man. I mean, the talent is good though, man. Brunson's legit. IQ's legit. Randall's a beast. So I think the talent is there, man. I just think that we just, they play team ball. Agreed. Agreed. But what they do also too, man, is guys know their roles. Once guys are able to identify their roles, right, it's able to kind of make things smooth and kind of like they're able to play well and they're able to do things the right way. I concur. Team ball. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. You gotta love what they do. You gotta love what they do. I mean, the key with every team is everybody's got to know their role. Guys can't try to like play out of themselves. And I think this team has started to identify that. And it feels like we have a team now. Like it doesn't feel like we got a bunch of guys that just want to score. You understand who the stars are. You understand the stars are RJ, Brunson, and Randall. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that put the ball in the basket. Now you got guys that add to it, like IQ, like Hart, like Grimes, like Obi, right? iHeart, right? You have guys that add to it. But even though they know who the shot makers are, they don't feel less than those guys, if that makes any sense. And that's where the team camaraderie comes from. Right. The Knicks are well balanced. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tackle, yes, I agree, Walker. Absolutely. And that's the key, man. And so now um, you have interchangeable parts. Because Hart could play any position in the front, right? He could play the 3, he could play the 4, sometimes because of the way he rebounds. Not big enough, but the way he rebounds, he can. He can play the 2 or he can play the 1. IQ can play the 1 or the 2. Obi can play the 3 or the 4. Grimes can play the 2 or the 3. iHeart is a straight 5. And Randall is straight 4, but he could also play a 3, right? If they wanted to go super big and put iHeart in there with Mitch and Randall, which they've never done this year, but you know what I'm saying. Like, so it's interchangeable. And when you have a team like that, then you don't really have any weaknesses. You just don't. Remember ISO Melo in the playoffs? Yo, why you killing Melo, man? He's an all-time great. He's an all-time great. And that 012 team was pretty damn good. They were pretty good. If I'm correct, they were number one in the East, right? Were they number one team in the East? Were they number two seed? They were either number one or number two seed that year. JR got 6 man of the year. Melo was up for MVP. Come on, man. Don't do that to Melo. I'm a Melo guy, man. Now, yes, it wasn't the best. I understand that. But Melo is still Melo, man. Gotta show him respect, man. Hall of Famer. Oh, you went to the Cuse? Yo, I got recruited by the Cuse, man. What years were you there? Because I went up there to visit, man, and stuff like that. Yeah, I got recruited big time by them to play football. I remember Donovan McNabb walked me around the campus and stuff like that. Yep. I'm showing my age, of course, but yeah. Yep. I'm a big Syracuse fan. Okay. I remember when they had Red Autry. Red Autry's from the city. I remember him when he was running point. I remember going way back. I was a young kid, but I remember Lawrence Moulton. Moulton was the man, was he not, with the high socks? Lawrence Moulton. I remember, if I'm correct, number 4, David Johnson. Right, David Johnson was nice. Right, people forget about him. And of course, people always forget about the great Billy Owens. Keith Bullock, right? The great Billy Owens. Billy Owens was Billy Owens so good, man. Billy Owens was, he was so good. People forget about how good Billy Owens was. Yeah, man. Syracuse was Syracuse was all that. Definitely. You see how they doing Jim Boeheim, right? They doing him filthy, man. They doing him bad. Okay. Junior Shump, that was an awesome team. Yeah, it was an awesome team, Anthony. It was. They just came up short, man. Remember when Melo went baseline and tried to dunk it on Roy Hibbert? That was the series. That was it. If he would have finished that dunk, the Knicks would have went to the finals that year. Hope the Knicks can close out Game 5. Don't want Knicks close out Game 6 at Energy. Right, I don't want it neither, but the Cavs are still a good team, man. They're going to play really, really well tonight. They're going to play well at home because this is a closeout game. This is the hardest game. This is the hardest game to win. The hardest game to win. The hardest game to win. Roy Hibbert was lost a year later. Yeah, man. When he blocked Melo on that baseline, when Melo went baseline, I thought Melo was going to do it to him. Then he blocked Melo, and that was it, man. That was the ball game, man. I was like, man, that was it. The Knicks lost that series against the Pacers, man. They should have beat them, man. But it was JR. JR just wasn't, he was out partying and stuff like that. Listen, I know people that knew like JR, where he would be like partying, like he would be at the clubs, like after a game. Like he would be at clubs, like partying, drinking with his friends, and then the team's got to get on the road to go to Boston, and he's playing like trash. And I knew why he was playing like trash, because I knew people that was out in the spot, and they saw him out there. Yeah, Hibbert broke my heart. I felt the same way, man. I felt the same way. But JR hurt us more, man, because he didn't play well. He was too shaky because he was out partying. You're not lying. I cried, man. JR was the hardened strippers and clubs. Yo, man, I'm telling you, man, he was out heavy in the New York streets. Heavy. He was out there heavy partying and stuff like that. I'm telling you, I knew cats that would see him all the time. Like, yo, this guy's out here spending money like crazy out here in these spots. And he admitted to it too. Remember, he admitted like it was tougher in the city. It was too much going on. But when he got to Cleveland, LeBron tightened that up. LeBron was like, yo, B, that ain't happening over here. Whereas Melo was more laid back. Melo would be like, he wouldn't really hold dudes accountable like LeBron would. Was that the series that no, Francesco? That was years ago with Reggie. That wasn't Reggie Miller wasn't there. He was retired when that happened with Melo. Melo tried to go baseline on Roy Hibbert, man, with that dunk, man. That was when Tyson Chandler was on the team. Raymond Felton. Everybody loves Raymond. Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith. They had a crew. Yeah, Reggie Miller wasn't there though. That's way before that. That's way before that. You going back to like the 90s Knicks when he did that. Roy Hibbert's career was done after that block on Melo. Yeah, man. After that block, man, he disappeared. It was 10 years ago. Woodson was the coach. Exactly. Yep. Woodson played a major role with that team, man. He really helped that team kind of get back. He really, really worked hard to really help them become like a perennial team. He put the perfect pieces around Melo, man, for Melo to do his thing. Remember, Melo was up for MVP that year, man. I think he finished either second or third in voting. I'd rather drop 10 points a game at the strippers than in his own neighborhood. Shaking my head. Yeah, man. He's 10 grand. He's JL's growing up, man. He's gotten better. Tim, what's going on, Tim? How you doing, man? I'm glad you can make it, man. Just chopping it up real quick. Right before the Knicks pregame, man. We've been on here about an hour now, almost an hour. Be on a couple more minutes, man, so we can kind of chop it up and see how everybody feels about tonight. Anthony, yeah, man, but JR has grown up a lot since then, man. He even admitted to it. Like it was tough for him playing in New York. It was tough. Thanks, living large. Absolutely, man. Trying my best, man. Trying my best. Yeah, Anthony, yeah, he mentioned it, man. It was tough for him playing in New York. He liked playing better in Cleveland because LeBron was strict, man. He didn't play certain things. He did not. J.R. Smith shot the Knicks out of so many games, was bad shot. Yeah, man, he did. He did, especially in the playoffs. The playoffs was tough. He didn't play well. The Denver Melo was man. That Melo was different, man. That Melo was different. We got the remnants of that. And then he started to tail, kind of like spiral off because he got older, right? But his first couple of years here, he was Denver Melo. Especially him going off against the Bulls for 61 that day. I remember that game. Melo was locked in. Anthony said, "Let's get this win, fellas. No tears today." Nah, man, we'll be fine, man. We'll be fine. But listen, Anthony, look, if we can't pull it out, I guarantee you, we're definitely gonna close it out Friday. I'm gonna pull a Joe Namath and I'm gonna say, listen, man, I guarantee Friday closeout game. Tonight's gonna be tough, man. If the Knicks do it tonight, fabulous. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, man. Remember when JR was missing? Yeah, he was doing like a lot of immature stuff, man. It was, like I said, it was tough for him in New York. He played well. That's why he won 6th man of the year. He played well. He had a lot of game-winning shots that year too. But he struggled, man, like off the court. He did. It's a lot of pressure, man. Remember, he's from Jersey. So his family used to be out here a lot in the city, and he was dealing with a lot of pressure, man. I'll be here either way. Listen, man, I totally agree. Win tonight would be amazing, but I'll take a Game 6 win. Absolutely, Tim. Absolutely. You got to be honest, man. Listen, Cleveland's won 51 games this year, man. They're a really good team. They just don't match up well with us. But they do have a guy over there that can light it up fast, okay? So we have to be mindful of that, right? So Donovan Mitchell's heard all the whispers, all people saying stuff, and, just doubting him, right? So I think he's going to come out firing on all cylinders tonight. I think he's going to be ready to go. So the Knicks got to be prepared for that. But that's why I said in the beginning, let's weather that storm. D Mitch ain't no slouch. That's what I'm saying. So we got to be mindful of that, right? So, you know, I mean, look, man, we just got to be prepared for war. I mean, that's it. We can't think of anything else. Knicks 3 chance to win 1. Cavs must 3 to move on. Absolutely. We are witnessing the development of a winning culture. Make small moves to get to do big things. Agreed. Well said, sir. Well said. You know what I love also too, and I've said this before in my lives. I love exactly, man. Just the fact that we it's a young culture and it's our guys. We drafted all these guys except for Randall and Hart and Brunson, but the rest of those guys are our guys. And they're all homegrown, man. And that's the beauty of this. We're watching these kids grow right in front of us, man. I think it's great. What's your take on Julius Randle, Timothy? Well, Tim, I think that listen, man, he's having a tough series. You know, he's having a tough series. But let's be clear, we're going to need Randle. So I don't know if it's just his ankle. It could be also too. He's tired, man. He's had a long season. He's been our horse, like Tip said. So you know, he's played a lot of minutes this year, and it could be catching up to him. So you know, if he, you know, we got to let him be Randall today. Let him be Randall. But if it gets down close to the game and the game is close and he just doesn't have it, Tibbs is going to have to do the same thing he did last game, period. Put Obi in, let Obi finish. And Obi has gained Tibbs' trust. He's rebounding. He's playing defense. He scores when he's needed, but he's doing all the winning plays. And that's all Tibbs wants, period. And I think he's earned Tibbs' trust, so I don't think Tibbs is going to have a problem pulling Randall if he recognizes that Randall just doesn't have it tonight. Let's be real. Let's be for real. Mitchell wishes he was a Knick. Of course he does, man. He's from here. You know, you saw his mom's on the game. His mom's on the sideline, right? His dad still works for the Mets. You know what I mean? This is home, man. Why wouldn't you want to come play home and have that energy? You know what I mean? Being for your homegrown team, like that's anybody's dream, man. Did you see the Jubilee in the streets after Game 4? Absolutely, man. I was supposed to be there, but family stuff. I don't know if you saw my video. I was doing daddy stuff, as you saw. So I'm busy, man. You know, so that's why my hands get tired at times. But yes, I did see it. City was in a frenzy, man. Okay. Is Grimes available? Somebody mentioned earlier that Grimes is available tonight. I haven't gotten notifications. Usually I do. What's up, right? Okay. Yeah. Tekla said it. Tekla, he said he heard Grimes is available tonight. Let me take a look here. Take a look. Let me see what's going on, man. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I don't see anything. Usually I will see stuff, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Chasing Rihanna? Who's chasing Rihanna? Grimes? Rihanna locked in, man. With that boy from uptown. Dude stepped up big. You know, but you know, I'm not surprised, man. These guys are ready, man. They're ready to play, man. These guys are ready. These guys are prepared. They've been preparing their whole lives for this, man. Some guys are ready for the moment. Some guys aren't. The reason why Deuce is good is because he plays his position. Deuce is not out there trying to be Allen Iverson. He understands I'm here to defend, knock down shots if I can, but really, I'm here to defend. That's easy for Deuce. Cavs desperate. Knicks all hands on deck has to be. We got depth, absolutely. Absolutely. That was the biggest thing for us. Our depth over them was it's just night and day, man. How much better it is. Better than chasing Iggy. Deuce is fearless. Now he is. He is. He is. He is. I'm a huge Deuce fan. I'm glad that he was able to knock down that three last game. He's got to knock down that consistently. He does that and he defends. He's going to find a place in the rotation. He just is. Because it's hard to keep a guy like that off the court. It's just, because that's, guys, just think about it. That's why Josh Hart is so hard to keep off the court, because he does winning plays. He rebounds, he defends, he knocks down shots. He's aggressive when he takes the ball to the rack. He gets deflections, he gets steals. He's tenacious, man. So you can't keep a guy like that. That's why when he comes in the game, he never comes out. Because he's constantly doing winning plays, man. If Deuce can get something like that, oh man, he would make himself, excuse my language, a shitload of money in this league, man. Because guys like that are hard to find. Honestly, Woodson wasn't a good in-game coach. No adjustments. Woodson had his moments. I mean, I did see some of his deficiencies, but he had his moments. What new tricks would the Cavs send at Brunson? You know what I think the Cavs really, really messed up? I hope no one's watching from the Cavs or anybody's not in here patrolling like they're Cavs. They should have never put LeVert in the starting lineup. Never. Because now you take away like a bullet, like in a gun, like you take away one of your bullets that you have coming off the bench. So now who do they go to on the bench to stop the bleeding? Who do they go to? They have nobody to go to. So you should have just played Isaac Okoro, just kept him in, and just, this is your lineup. This is your team. You see, the Knicks didn't switch up nothing, man. They didn't change up anything. They kept everything the way it should be. That's what they did. They did not change anything. That is what happened. That's what switched things up. Because now, if those guys don't get it, you know what I'm saying? Now that those guys don't get it going, that's it. That's it. Now you don't have nobody to pull from off the bench to try to spark your second unit. You have nobody. So now you're forcing it to where Donovan Mitchell's got to play 40-plus minutes. Garland's got to play 40-plus minutes. And the reality is that these guys are tired, man. They're tired. You see, that's why Donovan Mitchell was missing shots at the end. He's tired, man. He had no legs. He's finished. He's got to defend. Look who he's defending. He's defending Josh Hart. He's defending Manuel Quickly. He's defending Brunson. You cannot take your eyes off those guys. Those guys will scorch you if you don't, so that you got that going on. Now you got to come back and you got to try to drop 40. And you got a guy like, Josh Hart in your chest. Grimes. RJ. Oh, and then they decided to throw Deuce on him. Deuce was on his ass, right? So now he's like, yo, man, he had a long night, man. On top of playing 42 minutes. That's why fourth quarter he's finished. He has nothing left. Because he's playing basically the whole game against guys that they're running at him constantly, who are good defenders. And now he's got to defend on the offensive because you can't sleep on those guys because they can score. Wear them down. Exactly, Tim. Exactly. And that's the ball game. Edward, Knicks finally have high IQ players. Agreed. And that's why we're winning. King Ribby, what's going on, man? How you doing? I just see that you came in here. He said, duh, they are dummies. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. That was bad move. But let me not give any more advice to those guys, right? Let's close things out tonight. Okay, Tibbs is a coaching genius. Absolutely. You know what Tibbs is a coaching genius, Tim? What he did to RJ. What he did is he put him on skates to where he said, listen, man, everything for you is downhill. I don't want to see no step out, in and out dribbles. I don't want to see none of that. I want everything downhill. And he hedged it. He had the two screens at the top of the key. RJ came off. So now he's running full speed down here straight to the basket. 6'6", 6'7". Nobody could check him. He's finishing at the rim, getting layups, and now it puts pressure on those guys in the middle because now you got him finishing at the rim. So now you got to watch the rim. So what does that leave open? The 3-ball. So now it puts pressure on him, right? So that's what I think. That's why I think it was smart for him to do that. It was a great adjustment for them. Brunson looks like a master swordsman, slaying a pack of just trying to rob him in the field with Japan. Oh man, I love that, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Earl, I know you're a big Giants fan. What do you think about the Jets signing Rodgers? I think it's fabulous. Fabulous. But are they going to win a Super Bowl? No. How long is he going to be here? 2 years, maybe, max 3, maybe. He's old. You make that move when you're going to get a good 5 to 10 years out the guy. He's done, man. He's old. And also, too, you make that move when you have the team that's ready to go and ready to win. They don't have that. So why make that deal? But I get it. You're in competition with us. Because you see what we doing. We coming. In the words of the great Deion Sanders. We coming. And I'm bringing my luggage. And it's Louis. That's what Deion said. But yeah, so. I didn't think about it. I thought Spider got exposed, but he was just worn out. Yeah, man, he was, man. I don't think he was exposed. He's too good of a player, man. He's too good of a player, Rondo, to be exposed. He's too good. He's too good. He's tired, man. He's playing 42 minutes, and he's got to defend. Those guys keep pressure on you, man. They keep pressure on you. Defensively and offensively. So he's tired, man. Bully Barrett. That's right, King Ribby. Okay, Earl. Could it be he's not a good playoff player, Randall? No, I wouldn't say that. I think Randall's a good player. He proved it in game 1, right? He played really well in game 1. But I just think I think he's tired, man. I think you could see it. He just didn't have any legs last game. I don't think he's playing bad. He looked exhausted, right? So I think that's just what it is with him. Tim, what about Danny Dimes? Oh, listen, man. You saw what Danny Dimes did last year, right? Right, Tim? You saw what he did. We didn't have anybody. We had a whole bunch of guys we got from Walmart to play wide receiver. And we went to the second round of playoffs. Yeah, we got shellacked. I get it. But look what he's doing with nothing. Give him some receivers. Yeah. Yeah. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming. And we're bringing our luggage. And it's Louis. Okay? It's like Deion Sanders said. You sound like absolutely. My Jets are desperate. Now they are desperate. They are. And I get it. Edward Walker, that's so funny. Knicks fans are saying fire Tips 3 months ago. Right now, they are saying he's the best coach in the world. That's my Knicks fans. I wouldn't say he's the best coach in the world. I just think he's. But I honestly, man, I think that he just. Okay, if you want my honest opinion with the Tibbs thing, I think Tibbs got desperate. Tibbs is doing things now that he's never done in his career. I think he's starting to listen to people. I don't think he's ever listened to people before. I think he just did it his way. He's starting to listen to people because he knew he was about to get fired. Right? This is coming from him. If you see my breakdown of it, I did it. I did it about a month ago, I believe. Right? I did a report that came out that he thought he was going to get fired right before he switched the lineups. And I think also, too, he's been listening to a guy like Johnny Bryant, who's second associate head coach, right? So he's second in command. So I think that's what's happening. He's changing his scope a bit. But I think the circumstances are forcing him to, because if not, he's going to be out of a job. So I think that's happening. That's what's happening, in my opinion. We got Ribby and Tibby. Ribby. Ribby's laughing at Tibby. Yeah, that's funny. And you know they've been watching the last tape all week, so they're going to be sharp from the get-go. But we got this. Now, Anthony, absolutely. They're going to be sharp. I mean, they're watching a lot of tape. But, yo, man, tape is good. But at this point in the season, Anthony, it doesn't really matter. You know what guys are doing. You know what guys' strengths are. You know what their weaknesses are. You just got to get out there and execute. And a lot of times you just can't because sometimes the guy across from you is just better. The team that you're playing is just better. Mitchell Robinson is playing tonight. That doesn't change. Jared Allen's not going to become just Shaq overnight. It doesn't happen like that. Donovan Mitchell is still going to have to play 40-plus minutes because they have nobody else to bring in off the bench that's going to help out with that. They still got to do it. Like, what does he do? Does he put LeVert back on the bench? I don't think he does that now at this point because now you need offense, right? So you're forcing your hand. That's why I thought it wasn't smart for him to do that because what you did is you played scared. You said, "Oh, let me switch to do this." The Knicks didn't change nothing. They kept their same because they're not playing because they trust in what they do. So now you showed your hand, you played scared. Now look what happened. The Knicks aren't worried about LeVert. LeVert's not a world beater. Now he comes off the bench, he can produce points. Yeah, Danny Green is a shell of himself. So who else do they have that can really light it up? They have nobody. All you got to worry about is two guards who are 6'3" at the most, right? So I don't know. Tonight they're going to need like an explosive night for Donovan Mitchell to win this game. He's going to have to play out of his mind. Tibbs is growing as a coach. No, he is. He is. King Ribby, OD, whatever. Never expected the Randall sit for the last quarter. Yeah, man. I just think I think that he's listening to the guys on his bench, and he's seeing what's out there. He's seeing what's going on. He knows what Randall just didn't have it that night. He just didn't. And the way the team was playing in that fourth quarter, why would you touch it? We made that push, and that was it. We went up by 6 or 7. I think it was like 7 minutes left. I think we went up by 8 or something. I knew we had the game after that. I think it was like 7. I'm something like that. Because remember, guys, it's the playoffs. So once you get up 7 or 8 in the playoffs, it feels like you're up by 20 because the game shrinks. The game goes by faster. The refs swallow their whistles. And before you know it, you're in the third quarter going into the fourth. That's how the playoffs are. The playoffs fly by. They don't call fouls like that. So the fouls stop the game, slows down the game. Without the fouls, the game flies by. So being down 8, 7, 9 is a big deal in the playoffs. It really, really is. Especially when you're looking at the clock, then you're looking at the scoreboard. You know what I mean? And these guys are still scoring, so it's like I gotta stop them, but then I gotta score too. So it's a lot. How is it the Knicks are running plays where Brunson is posting up in the paint? Someone asked the question on a Cleveland sports show. Because he's a power guard, man. He's a power guard. He's a scoring guard. So he's not posting up Jared Allen. He's posting up Garland. He's posting up guys like that who he knows can't handle him. Period. They cannot check him, man. It don't matter. So once you kind of understand your skills and who you are, you know they can't do nothing to me. That I dictate what goes on. They don't dictate anything because they're not better than me. So that's how he's playing. He's playing like he's the best player out there. Period. And he knows Donovan Mitchell can't check him because of what happened last year. So there's no fear out there. He's playing like the best player on the court. Period. And when you play with that type of juice, it don't matter what you do. You could post up, you could shoot hook shots, because you know you're the man. D. Mitch scores 45 tonight, but the Knicks still get the victory. I like that. I'll be happy with that. So we got to see, man. We got to see. But listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, I just want to do a quick one so everyone can want to see everybody's voices, see how they feel, what's going on. But let's get to it, man. Let's get this victory tonight. Let's win in 5. Let's win in 5, baby. Let's go. Everybody wear their jerseys tonight, wear their T-shirts, wear all their popular stuff, their motivational stuff. to make them get them ready for tonight, right? Feel like you're in Cleveland. Feel like you're in Cleveland. Let's get this win for the Knicks, baby. Let's go to the second round and get the Heat. Let's pray for the Heat so we get them. If we get the Heat, we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Book it. I guarantee it. All right? I'm LV Live, and I'm out, people. Peace. Let's go, Knicks.